why is it always the white liberals trying to tell people of color and people in marginalized demographics like what should offend them, what should bother them, what's harming them? They're just always trying to white knight. Hey guys, I'm Hannah Cox with Base Politics. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, be sure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment at the end letting us know. Today, I want to talk about cultural appropriation. And I'm going to rant a bit because this is something that has been just annoying me for so long, and I've never spoken out about it, but I have a lot of thoughts. And I was triggered by it recently because I was on Instagram watching Reels, and I came across this video that I want to show you. So let's play it real fast, and then we're going to talk about it.
You think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are offensive to people.
It's not yours.
Do you find my outfit offensive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not your culture.
You don't really understand what their culture means and what it means to wear these things, like the hats and the maracas. You know, you sort of have to understand where all of this comes from for it to not be cultural appropriation.
Does my outfit offend you?
You look, no. You look nice.
Do you like my costume?
Yes.
Does it offend you?
No.
Do you like my outfit?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all.
No, nothing. That's good.
So my first thought is, why is it always the white liberals trying to tell people of color and people in marginalized demographics like what should offend them, what should bother them, what's harming them? They're just always trying to white knight. And I find it really interesting that more often than not, when you actually talk to the people in those demographics, they're kind of like, yeah, no, we're good on that. That's actually not what's harming us. There's these much bigger problems over here that we wish you would care about. Like maybe the fact that the criminal justice system targets us all the time. Maybe the fact that we're still trying to figure out how to get, our first generation through college, etc. But no, they're always trying to come in. And I want to give a few examples of this because I'm not being exaggerative here, okay? Brad Palumbo, my colleague, who is a gay man, we were talking about this recently, and he actually wrote an article that you should go read, but he's talking about how a lot of people in the LGBTQ community actually still eat Chick-fil-A, which is really funny because if you know the history, Chick-fil-A basically got targeted a few years ago as being anti-gay because they asked their 90-year-old founder in an interview, who was an evangelical Christian, what he thought about gay marriage. And he basically said that he didn't support gay marriage. That was kind of it. And then you saw everybody try to come for their throats. And it was really interesting because the whole narrative has been like, only bigots eat Chick-fil-A, right? But you can just actually peruse the internet and find headlines like this. I'm gay and I eat at Chick-fil-A. Here's another one in Forbes that's talking about 3 drag queens who actually loved Chick-fil-A so much they made a music video about it.
Somebody's gonna make you wanna gobble up a waffle fry. But no, don't you know Chick-fil-A say you make the baby Jesus cry. To the booth, can't repay, even dice say nay. So chow down at Chick-fil-A. Chow down at Chick-fil-A, even if you're gay. Chow down at Chick-fil-A.
And then you have really funny commentary on Twitter, like this person who said, don't shame me for eating Chick-fil-A while being gay. I can hate crime myself if I want to. The internet is filled with things like this. Another example is the whole term Latinx. Like, have you heard the left constantly trying to use this new woke term, Latinx? And it's so funny to me because I've never heard anybody but a white progressive liberal use that term. I've never seen a person of color use it. And in fact, what I typically see are headlines like this. Many Latinos say Latinx actually offends or bothers them. Here's why. And then here's one in Axios that says, Latino groups want to do away with Latinx, but they just keep white knighting and trying to push these things on these various populations. And I just think it's really absurd, like this very pedantic kind of behavior. You're patronizing people instead of listening to what the community actually says that they want or need. But when it comes to the issue of cultural appropriation, I feel like it takes it a step further, right? we're actually trying to come in and say that these people are being harmed by cultural appropriation, that they should be offended by it, and that this is something that people should no longer do. I hate this for a number of reasons. Number one, I hate it because, again, a lot of people in these communities don't even agree with it, as you saw in the Instagram video we just played. But number two, I think that when you start to really get down to what they mean, when they want to get to their end goals of cultural appropriation and getting rid of it, you want people to essentially not partake in one another's cultures. And I think that that's a really sad way of looking at things. I think it is a thing that actually would lead to more division, to more stereotypes, to more bigotry, because when you actually start to engage with other people's culture, you develop a better understanding of them and appreciation for them. If you start to integrate it into your own life, it removes the otherness of that. That is what we should hope to see in our country, right? This is what has always made America great, is that we were a melting pot where people brought their various backgrounds and ethnicities and religions and holidays here, and other people could start to partake in them and understand them. And that's what we meant by melting pot. You had all these amazing different backgrounds coming together and forming one whole. So that's what I would hope to continue to see us move towards in this country. But instead, we know based on basic demographics and psychological studies that Americans increasingly live in complete social and ideological bubbles. And what I mean by that is that the vast majority of people do not know people of different religions, political beliefs, backgrounds, socioeconomic status, ethnicities. And so that actually leads to a lot of division, a lack of understanding. It's easier to fearmonger and to have stereotypes and to hold, bigoted views against people that you do not know. And I would say the antidote for that would be cultural appropriation, right? Starting to partake and understand and learn about these things. And that's one reason that we see when people travel widely, they actually become more open-minded. This has been studied, and I think it's really fascinating. It makes sense. If you start partaking in other people's cultures, you're going to appreciate them more, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to look down on them or hold, really antiquated views about certain demographics of people. And I want to give an example about this in my own life. So when I was growing up as a kid, I was shown the movie Selena Quintanilla Perez, the OG Selena. Don't get it twisted, okay? And if you don't know who Selena is, immediately run and watch the movie that J-Lo starred in. It's a great biopic about her, but she was an incredible artist. And when I saw it, I became kind of obsessed. I became a humongous Selena fan. I started buying her CDs. I taught myself to sing her songs in Spanish. I had no clue what her music was talking about, but I was just high-key obsessed with her. I started wearing bustiers, trying to look like her. I actually even lied about my name when we switched churches when I was in middle school and told my youth pastors and Sunday school teachers that my name was Selena. And I got away with it for like 2-3 months until I got busted. But my point being, I was definitely culturally appropriating Selena. Like, I was high-key trying to take over her identity. And as I have looked back on the impact of that on my life, I've realized that it actually was bigger than just being a fan of her music. It actually, my fandom of her influenced how I saw Mexican Americans, how I saw Mexicans in general. I actually recently rewatched the movie with my boyfriend, and I said, I just wish she'd lived. I wish she'd been able to come to America and become as popular as she would have been, because how can you hate Mexicans when you love Selena? You can't. I don't think you can hold these anti-immigrant views when you like and care about and know people of different demographics, when you appreciate their culture. You don't have this thing where you want them to have to leave their culture behind and just be American and have this mentality that only your culture is the one that should be at the top, right? You have a different appreciation for people. You want to have a more rich diverseness around you. I think another example of that would be like if you like a rapper such as Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. He's a great rapper. I have never been anywhere near rap culture in my life. I am not from the hood. I'm not from the streets. I don't know about a lot of the things Jay-Z raps about, but I like his music. And because I like his music, I'm probably less likely to have an attitude of thinking that black men are scary, that thinking if you wear pants that are sagging, that that's some kind of, indication that you're a less than person in society, right? There's all kinds of bad opinions people hold about people they don't know. But when you start to partake in their culture, when you start to really like the art that they're putting out and you start to integrate it into your own life, then you're not going to be as likely to hold those kinds of views. That's what we should be hoping to strive for. I found this quote on the internet from a Malaysian student based in the United Kingdom named Sylvie, and she said, "I think we're in an interconnected world where cultures naturally intertwine with another, giving us the opportunity to diversify our understanding of various cultures. So I think cultural appropriation is an unnecessary label that the people of the West have created to further complicate cultural diversification." Mic drop. Like, yes, Sylvie, right? This is something that bored people with too much time on their hands spend worrying about. And it's annoying because it's not only incorrect, it not only prevents us from actually being able to move away from things like racism, it also distracts from really pressing, urgent issues that we should be focusing on real injustices occurring in our society. And I think that is just a huge shame. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Once again, I'm Hannah Cox with Base Politics. If you liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and share it on your social media channels. Until next time, stay based.